purpose here is one, to give us a briefing on the state's declaration of gun amnesty and other measures to reduce illicit arms in the country. So without further ado, I'm going to invite the Honorable Minister, the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, to please come up stage and deliver the briefing.
Thank you very much. That's it. Thank you very much, my sister, Shamima Muslim. Ladies and gentlemen, I also got some education today. There's no way I could have believed that the Information Service Department is the oldest civil service department in the country. It's good to always learn. And that's why I am very happy to always come here to make whatever pronouncement the Ministry of Interior has. So you'll be seeing more of us, and we want to also take the opportunity to thank you sincerely for the warm reception anytime we are here. The Chief Director, Minister of Interior, representative of the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of Prisons, the Director General of Narcotics Control Commission, and other senior security agency heads here, the board members of the National Arms Commission, Small Arms and Light Weapon Commission, the Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Small Arms and Light Weapons, directors from the Ministry of Interior, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, I address you today with a deep sense of duty and urgency. Across our beloved nation, illicit arms have infiltrated our homes, workplaces, social gathering, and even our schools. These weapons, unregistered and unlawfully held, are fueling armed robbery, violent disputes, chieftaincy and land conflict, and domestic violence. They turn minor disagreement into bloodshed and pit communities against each other. They rob us of fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, lives that should be shaping the future of our country, Ghana. Let us not deceive ourselves. Every illicit firearm in circulation is a silent threat. It may lie hidden in a cupboard, under a bed, or buried in the bush, but at any moment, it can destroy life and families forever. We cannot continue to bury our loved ones while the tool of violence remain unchecked. The statistics is not looking good at all. In 2024 alone, there were 1,219 reported robbery cases, and 552 murder cases. As of July this year, the statistics from the CID and the Ghana Police shows that half of the year alone, we've already had over 600, and the exact number is 628 cases of armed robbery and 340 cases of murder. All of it people use violent means to achieve this, and the use of illicit arms. That is why, after a broad consultation with the Ghana Police Service, the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, and our security agencies, traditional leaders, religious organizations, and civil society, the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has resolved to declare a gun amnesty, a bold and compassionate initiative to reduce illicit firearms in our country. The gun amnesty program is a window of grace. It offers every law-abiding Ghanaian who holds an unregistered or illicit firearm the opportunity to surrender it without fear of interrogation or arrest or even prosecution. From the 1st of December 2025 to the 15th of January 2026, any person who voluntarily hands over such weapons at designated collection point will be commended, not condemned. You will be recognized as a patriot, contributing to the peace and safety of our nation. But let me be clear, when this amnesty period ends, the law will take its full course. The Ghana Police Service and all security agencies will intensify operations to recover illicit arms. Those who refuse this generous offer will be treated as criminals, and the consequences will be firm and uncompromising. Additional measures that we have taken so far are the following measures. We accompanied to ensure lasting impact, the following measures will accompany the gun amnesty. A 6-week amnesty window for voluntary surrender of the illicit arms, which is from the 1st of December to the 15th of January. Suspension of issuing new firearms permits for importation and sales during this amnesty. So those who want to venture into the business and want to have new license, they will have to wait until after this period. Temporary ban on the use of firearms in traditional celebration. And this is something that is so important to us. We've engaged all our regional ministers and we've tasked our regional ministers to get all our regional House of Chiefs and our opinion leaders and chiefs to know, whilst this amnesty lasts, it doesn't really matter whether what you have is licensed or not. We just want to silence the gun in these 6 weeks. So during funeral, during festivals, all the celebration, we just don't want to see any gun there. And we are putting in very vigorous measures. And we don't want to have any confrontation with any traditional authority. Please bear with us and let us be able to streamline these illicit arms that are in our hands. Many of us will attest to the fact, we all know that it is this gunpowder that were usually used at celebration. Today, at these celebrations, you see pump action, you see pistols. In some instances, we even see AK-47 and G3s being bundled at funerals, at other ceremonies. We are saying that during these 6 weeks, it doesn't really matter whether it is gunpowder, whatever it is, please bear with us and observe the ban, because we are going to enforce this vigorously and we do not want to have any confrontation with any traditional authority. Ongoing dialogue with traditional authorities to regulate firearms usage during the festival. Beyond the amnesty period, we want to engage the traditional authorities. Yes, we know they have their massacre and those who normally fire this gun. They must be trained and taught how to use this, so that we do not see the kind of accident that we see during this celebration by these gunmen who usually accompany our traditional authorities. So we want to engage them, and then we'll put in measures that all of us will agree, where every person within the palace that's supposed to be wielding these gunpowders and what have you will be trained and showed how to use it, so that we'll keep us public safety, we keep the public safety. Enhance border security to prevent armed trafficking. Some of the things that we are doing, we'll be acquiring weapon detection systems where it will no longer just be metal detectors and search with bare hand, but we will use sophisticated gadgets to make sure that there will be stops and you'll just be asked sometimes, pass through with your vehicle, and then when a gun is detected, then a search will be done. But these are after the amnesty. Joint security operations post-amnesty to retrieve illicit weapons and prosecute offenders. Intensify sweeps and search in criminal hotspots and known criminal network. Preparation so far, we have laid the groundwork for success through technical planning meetings to coordinate the gun amnesty, consultative engagement with regional ministers, like I mentioned earlier, chiefs, ambassadors, armed dealers, and opinion leaders. Public sensitization campaigns to raise awareness, and this will be doing very vigorously before the 1st of December, and this is where we'll be calling on media owners. We are planning a meeting with you to come on board. This is a responsibility that all of us must share its weight, and we'll be very grateful when we invite you. You'll come and share your thoughts, your experience, and help us to be able to implement this thing very well with the public sensitization. training of Amnesty officials to uphold professionalism and integrity. Fellow countrymen and women, this amnesty is not a showpiece. It is not a witch hunt. It is a life-saving initiative. Every firearm surrendered is one less tool of destruction, one less weapon in the hands of criminals, and one more step towards a peaceful Ghana. I call upon our chiefs, elders, pastors, imams, opinion leaders, community associations, and the media to amplify this message. Encourage your communities to surrender illicit arms. Let us build a culture of dialogue, not violence, of safety, not fear. Ghana's destiny is too precious to be stolen by bullets. Our children deserve playgrounds, not battleground. Our families deserve laughter, not funeral. And our beloved nation deserves peace, not gun violence. Let us seize this moment of national decision. Let us disarm not only our homes, but our hearts. Let us reaffirm that Ghana is a land of peace and a beacon of stability in Africa, and a nation where every life is sacred. Together, let us silence the gun for our safety, for our children, and for our future. Guns down, Ghana up. Thank you so much, and may God continue to bless our homeland, Ghana.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause. Guns down. You were listening. Guns down. Guns down. Thank you very much indeed. That is wonderful. We need to prevent before Ghana heads the direction of other nations that are now dealing with the scourge of gun violence. So we would open the floor now and take a number of questions. So please, if you have a question, come forward. Where's the second mic? And your name, your media house, please, and then straight to your question, yes. So the minister, I'm sure you will be able to take it.
Yes, sir. Yes, come forward.
Yes, good morning, Honorable Minister. My name is Nana Poku from the Research Light newspaper. What happens to those who have acquired the arms genuinely for their self-protection or other things? You know, like institutions who are using the security services to protect their properties and, as it were, their installations and other things. Do they fall under this? I want to find out from you. And then the chiefs and the elders and co, you know, there are some traditional authorities, whatever they do, must necessarily be accompanied by these gunshots. Unfortunately, like we are saying, some of them are misusing the practice. So how is the balance going to be struck? Is it going to be a total ban, or maybe a leeway can be given to them?
I'm Godfred Amwafo. I work with Wezo TV. My question is, you are now tracking and you are asking those that have the guns to, bring them, voluntarily. How about those manufacturing, the traditional local manufacturers, the blacksmiths and all those people? What measures are you also putting in place to end that? Then again, the importers. Right now, you're looking at those already inside. How about those coming in? What measures are you putting in place to stop them as well?
Well, let me thank you, and let me start from the second person. Yes, what are we doing? That's why we said that in this next, when the amnesty starts from 1st December, the 6 weeks, we are not going to be licensing any new person who wants to come on board, because we want to be able to take stock of those that we already know have license to be dealers. So that we are currently in the ministry digitalizing almost everything that we are doing. I'm sure in the next few weeks we'll come and even talk about the digitalization process and where we are here. We want to make sure that everything is on our record, so that even as ordinary citizens, you can go to the website of the Ministry of Interior and find out, this person that I'm going to buy this gun, or this person who is purported to sell this gun to me, is a certified person authorized by the ministry to even sell what he's selling to me. The gun that he's trying to sell to me, you should be able to have its record and its numbers, because what we are trying to do is that we want to make it possible so that every single gun that you import into our country, the serial numbers should be on the Ministry of Interior's website, so that when you are buying, you can cross-check to be sure that this one is certified before you even buy and try to license it. So yes, in the 6 weeks amnesty period, we are not going to allow new persons who will be bringing what they call application to the ministry. We will ask them to wait until after the amnesty for it to be processed. Now, with the local manufacturers, I have a view. Even though when we meet, sometimes our own officers say, are you sure you want to do that? I say, yes. Because I believe that even our brothers and sisters in the Europe and America, they started the way our people started with the blacksmith and others. I said, come forward and register. Just come forward and I will grant you the license. Because I want to be able to know that you are manufacturing, this is what you are manufacturing, so that we can take you through and probably even improve what you are doing. If for nothing, we can be using them for training. But I want to know them, let them come forward, and we'll give them the license and register them. But obviously that will be after the amnesty period. If you don't register, we don't know of you, and you are manufacturing whatever it is, whether it's a shotgun or whatever, that's an illegal activity. That's an illicit gun that you are manufacturing, and obviously we have to deal with you. The other question that was asked has to do with our revered chiefs and the part of the tradition. We know in almost every part of our country, part of the tradition is that when the chief comes out, you have to be hearing gunshots and all those things. We are saying that our plea with them, and which we have done through our regional ministers, is that please, we want to be able to take stock of what we are doing. So, like where I'm born, we say, Yanjiran Krani and Titin Krani. You cannot be taking those stock whilst this activity are going on. That's why we are making a special appeal to our traditional rulers, that for that 6 weeks, can we get a silence so that we all take stock and be able to review what we are doing. Then during that period, we are going to engage them for us to all agree. So for example, you are a chief in this information service department, you are a chief here. We want to know how many persons do you usually use for this activity when there's ceremony. Maybe there are 5. Let us know what is their background. Do they have any criminal background? Because anybody who steps forward to come for license, one of the things that we do is that we check your background and see, are you the type that we can sleep when you are holding a gun? What is your criminal background? What work do you do? What school did you go? What profession are you in? Why do you even need it? So those that you use in the palace, we need to be able to do the background check and be able to train them. Because it's one thing having the arm, the other thing is knowing how to use it. So we then train them, we'll agree to train all of them so that we know that when you go to every chief palace, these are the certified persons who are to fire, so that you always use them. If anybody tries to use their arms when he or she is not trained and certified by the ministry, that person will be committing an offense. So that's what we'll be doing with the traditional authority, and we hope that it goes very smoothly and they understand us, because we know anytime they are in the palanquin, they want to be hearing the gunshots. But for these 6 weeks, we are making a special appeal to them that help us to keep all of us safe, because we've seen in many instances where during these ceremonies, unfortunately, people get hurt. People even get killed accidentally. I don't think they get happy. Our chiefs get happy if people get hurt coming together to celebrate or get killed at celebration. So we hope that they will cooperate with us. With the private individuals, like you're saying, yes, there are so many arms in our citizens' hands. And one of the things that we realize as a loophole, if you are going to license, say, a sidearm, what we call pistol, it's only the Minister for Interior who have to authorize and give you the go-ahead to be able to have it. So, and the Minister of Interior, what the Minister does is that you apply, the Minister gets NIB, that's National Investigative Bureau, or the CID, the Criminal Investigation Department of the Police, Ghana Police Service, to do a background check on you, to ascertain whether you truly deserve to have the sidearm. When they do all the background check, they report to the minister saying that, oh yes, Honorable Telabi is a decent member of parliament for his constituency. This is his profession. He has no any violent record. If he holds the sidearm, it will be safe and he will not abuse it. Then the minister, on the basis of this recommendation, the minister then authorized that you be allowed to keep the gun. And then the CID will now take you through your fingerprint. They will take the gun, its license and all this and record. All this process we are trying to now digitalize. But there's a very dangerous one that, in my view, we've left for a very long period of time. That's the pump action. The pump action is not, the minister has given that mandate to the police to be able to do, especially the CID. And that is where we think there's a massive abuse. Because it looks like what the race is simply about who sells more. So the people just get the pump action, they go to the police just register them. And I'll give you an example. Myself, I had a pump action. That was, I mean, if you remember some years back, there was this violent activity in Aswansi where in the day afternoon, young guys would just block a street and be misbehaving. So the assembly took steps to get me, the MP, and the MC, the pump action. So we went through the police and then it was registered. Then I started to test the system. I went further to try to register another pump action in my name. And it was registered for me, showing that there's no proper record keeping to indicate that you already have a pump action. Why do you need a second one? When I became a minister, there was a security person who wrote wanting to have personal sidearm. And I asked, you are a security, I don't want to mention the agency where the person is. And I cross-checked from the person's boss. Is he not giving an official sidearm? He said there's an official sidearm. Why will you need another sidearm when there's an official sidearm with you? I declined to authorize it. We are trying to digitalize all this so that it will minimize the human interference as much as possible. I know they say garbage in, garbage out. But the challenge is that if we digitalize it, from my office, I can sit and see what is happening across the country. The IGP can cross-check. The Director General CID can check. So it's not left with only the unit at the CID to be managing all that. All of us can see who is registering what, at what rate, at what is being registered. So one of the things that we are trying to improve with our digitalization is that you don't need to walk all the way from, say, Pusiga to the Minister of Interior to register a gun. You should be able to do it online, and we should be able to ask you to go to the nearest CID office for your fingerprint and all those checks, without necessarily having to travel to Accra. So these are the things that we are doing. But those who already have, interestingly, if I give you a license to hold a sidearm on December 30th, January 1st, it expires. You have to register it again. If I give you permit on 30th December to own a sidearm, 31st, on 1st January, it expires. You have to renew it again. So 1st is the deadline, 31st is the deadline for anybody holding any sidearm. So what we are going to do, so that's why we targeted the 6 weeks to overlap this period. So that if, for example, you have your sidearm that is legitimately licensed, by the close of 31st, it has expired. And you have still 15 days within the amnesty period to make sure that you regularize it. And this time, when you come forward, it gives us an opportunity to take your details and put it into the system so that we can, I mean, with a simple Ghana card, when we find a gun and we look at the serial number, we should be able to even trace it to your Ghana card. With your Ghana card, we should be able to swipe it and say that, oh, Muntaka, yes, this is Ghana card, this is his age, this is his that, he stays here. Oh, he also owns a gun, because we'll make sure that we link the gun that you'll be holding with your Ghana gun. So these are some of the things that we are going to put in the measures during the amnesty. And beyond the amnesty, now we will now be able to say, when the police stop, or when the team stop, or during soup, and they search you, and you say, oh, this my gun is licensed, there and then they'll be able to certify whether it is a truly licensed or not licensed gun, and then they'll be able to deal with it. Thank you very much.
Hello. My name is Raf from Gold Coast TV. I want to ask, is this exercise only focused on guns? Because we have people that use knives, cutlass as also a threat to humans. So is it focused on only guns? And also, I want you to specify on this. Can anyone walk into a shop that is authorized to sell gun and buy a gun? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I am broadcaster journalist with CTFM and Channel 1 TV, Samuel Akob. I want to find out which sports are there to submit the guns. If someone is in, let's say, Ashanti region, is there a location where the person can go? That is the first question. Then secondly, we've had situations where persons who go around parading as individuals authorized to receive the weapons. So what measures are you putting in place to ensure that whereas you are getting these weapons, they don't fall in wrong hands again? Right.
Yeah, I'm back again. Honorable Minister, we have some conflict zones and flashpoints in this country, many of them. Now, we don't know how the guns get to them, but during conflict, they display all kinds of arms, very sophisticated. Now, if the deadline expires and you don't get much information or much this thing from such zones, are you going to embark on a swoop and make sure that you come the area and retrieve all the guns?
Well, thank you so much. I think even in my statement I mentioned that our emphasis is going to be on the hotspots, because I mean the police and the security people sitting here, they can tell you that if you say Accra, they know where they believe there's a lot of illicit arms. If you say, oh, Medina, even within Medina, they know which areas they need to focus if they want to do so. And then on which streets they know. So that's something that we are going to be doing heavily. And you know, I mean, we'll be using that weapon detection system, and we'll also be using canine dogs. I mean, when you have a very effective canine dogs, one dog, it can do a whole village in such a short period. And even when the guns are buried, sometimes they are able to detect which place, which spot they are buried. So we'll be using a lot of sophisticated means to be able to retrieve as many of these illicit arms as possible. You were talking about the hotspots and the conflict areas. Yes, we are very much aware of the conflict areas. I mean, as we speak today, Boko is under curfew, Binduri is under curfew, Sampa is under curfew, Nkwanta is under curfew, Soala, Tuna, Kalba is under curfew, and Bole. I mean, these are the about 6 towns that we have curfews. That notwithstanding, I mean, if you ask me, I'll tell you there are about 77 hotspots in Asante region alone, and about 88 hotspots in Central region. All these things are mapped by the security people, and they know. So yes, it may not only be those that have erupted, but even those that are in their incubation state, they are keeping an eye, and all those areas are going to be areas of emphasis for illicit. Galamsey areas are areas where illicit arms are very prevalent. So all these areas are going to be mapped up. But for now, during the amnesty period, we are giving people the opportunity to just surrender them without we saying that we are going to prosecute you. Just surrender them because you don't need them, or you cannot register them, because if you have to register them, you have to go through the vigorous process of authentication before you can register them. So I can assure you that these are the measures. There are a lot of measures that we are putting in place. Someone asked about, I want to surrender my gun. Where do I surrender it? Every district will have a collection point. Every district will have a collection point. There will be no reason that you see someone walk into your house and tell you that, oh, we are part of those who are coming to collect the illicit arms. No. And this will be designated, and it will be, the sensitization will be, we want to believe that the sensitization will be enough in almost every district, because we've already engaged the regional ministers. They are supposed to engage their district chief executives. We have we've trained the trainers who are to go back to their various regions, and we will be following up to make sure that we do all this training even before the amnesty starts from 1st December. So that by the time it starts the 1st December, in your village or in your district, you know exactly where to surrender those arms. Someone may ask, are they going to be paid compensation for surrendering their arms? All over the world, it has become apparently clear that when you do cash for guns, it's not sustainable, because we have what we call the Cobra effect. Those who have economics background, where in India there were too many cobras, then the government decided that why not let us entice people to kill the cobras and come for money. So they decided that for every cobra that you bring, you take $100. So people were killing the cobras, and others started rearing the cobras. Then they realized that instead of the population of cobra going down, then the population was going up. Then they realized that, hey, then what is happening? Only to realize that people were rearing the cobra. So when they now canceled the program, then everybody then released the cobra back to the community. And then they realized there were more cobras than when they started. This has happened in many, many countries, where when you pay for the arms, now people will cross the borders and other things and bring the arms. And then when you expect that the number should be going down, it will be rather going up. And when you stop, then now you have more illicit arms in the system than before you started. But what we will be doing is, beyond the amnesty, we'll be paying people, whistleblowers, and informants. So if you come and inform us that Muntaka has a gun, but he has hidden it in this place, and we'll go to find it, we'll reward you. But Muntaka will not bring the gun, and we'll reward Muntaka for bringing the gun. No. It's a responsibility that he must surrender the gun or register it. If you cannot register it, surrender it. If you don't surrender it, and Honorable Telabi realizes that Muntaka is hiding it, and he brings the information to us, and we go and we get it, and we arrest Muntaka, then we'll compensate Honorable Telabi for the information. That's what we'll be doing. Can anybody be selling arms? No. Arms are supposed to be sold by only dealers. But many of us will attest to the fact that people just walk to and say, oh, I have a so and so pump action, I have this. If you are interested, I can get it registered for you. And many instances, you pay the money, they will just take your name, they will go, and they will bring you police receipts and all those things showing that it's been registered. And sometimes you go and check, and all the receipts they brought you are authentic. They are not fake, because they have people, insiders, who will quickly do all those registrations for them. This is something that we want to stop, and we want to end, and we are vigorous about it. And I must thank the IGP and his team and their cooperation, the National Commission for Small Arms and Light Weapons, the other security heads who are here, and many of them who couldn't even come here, the cooperation that we are getting, that all of us must ensure that we minimize it. Because, for example, if there are so many arms in the system, someone gets a soldier shot. Some few weeks, 2 immigration officers lost their lives because people shot and killed them. So, it can happen to a prison officer. So they are all putting their heads to assist us to make sure that it's not only a police thing, where everybody says, oh, this is a police business. It is all of us business, including you in the house listening to us, because it is all of us business to ensure that we reduce these illicit arms to the barest minimum. Other than that, our community cannot be safe. So those who just walk on the street and sell them, please, we are coming after you. Please stop. If you want to be a dealer, you know what to do. Come and apply, and the ministry will check your background and make sure that we license you. And obviously, to license you, you must have a magazine where you keep the arms, and we'll go and inspect all that and do all the necessary things. We'll show you the procedure and what you require to be able to do all those things, and then we'll license you. But you cannot sit in your home and turn yourself into an arm dealer when we don't know of you. That is an offense, and we will do everything humanly possible to stop that. Thank you so much.
Very well, thank you. Can we release him now? If you say no, he will not go. Shall we release the minister? Very well, Minister, you are hereby released. Thank you so very much. So we thank all of you for coming to the briefing. I know the minister has another one coming up. I think we'll communicate the dates in due course. But as he said earlier, he is one of the few ministers who does these regular briefings, as President John Dramani Mahama expects his ministers and CEOs to do. So we thank you all for coming. To my media colleagues, at 1 o'clock, we are expecting the family of the former late First Lady Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings. They will be here at 1 o'clock exactly to also brief the nation on the funeral plans and arrangements. So please kindly do not go, just stay whilst we then excuse the rest of you. So thank you very much for attending. Do enjoy the rest of your day.